Hey everybody, it's Jeremy, and I'm coming at y'all again today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Look, let me tell y'all right now, I am the biggest Real Housewives fan ever. Look, Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of New Jersey. I love them all. Except for SLC now that Mary Cosby isn't on. I won't be watching the next season, but I love everybody. So I'm really excited about this review, y'all. Like this episode literally had me cackling. Like, hey Ellen, well you might just have to come back, sis. I gotta get to reviewing while it's hot. I gotta get to reviewing while it's hot. So y'all, I'm gonna start the video off here. Thank you all for watching. My name is Jeremy Speaks. For those who may not know of me yet, because I know that this video might be hitting another like community. Because usually I only like review Ready to Love or Love and Marriage Huntsville, own productions, But now I'm about to review Bravo. But anyway, y'all, let's get started here. So we start the episode off with more. We see her dancing with Vincent. We see her dancing with Vincent, and they're like I guess they're all cozied up or whatnot. I really don't see any type of sparks or anything else of the sorts. But let me tell you this. Ellen, you can't look. I have ADHD. I already put the hashtags are already in the title. It's in the title. Look at the bio. Oh, and let me put your comment over too. I already put the hashtags in there. But anyway, y'all, let me get started. So the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the opening scene starts off with Kenya Moore. She's preparing for Dance with the Stars, which she did a really good job in. I was really surprised that she got sent home so early. I don't know why, but she did really good on her performances. I could say I really do think that she did well. And then Candy comes in, Cheray comes in and follows there right behind. And I mean Marlo, and they come. Marlo is, I don't know. Marlo ended up dressing like Kenya, like from one of her performances with whatchamacallit, with Vincent, and I was confused as to why. Was that like some type of homage to her? Like I didn't get it. But she ended up coming in there, and they all start sitting down, and Marlo says, I see you here dancing with that young man. Marlo has that smoker's voice. She sounds like a drunk aunt at the barbecue. I see you, Kenya Moore, with that fine young man over there with your dancing. I see you kikiing. Her voice is just so deep. You know, and they finally start to sit down, and we get to asking Kenya about what's going on in her life. What's going on. She seems real happy though, y'all. Like this happiness on Kenya Moore is real good to see. I'm a big Kenya Moore fan, and over the years, I've had to, windmill bitches up off me because, like Ken used to get dragged by the general pop, for the littlest thing. So, I'm happy now that she's shedding that. I'm happy now that she's shedding that, like, that villainous title, like that she's actually allowing her guard to be lowered and, allowing us to see who she really is. And she seems like a really nice person underneath it all, underneath all the shade assassin, stuff and everything else like that. She seems really happy. It feels almost like the baby has brought out a way more maternal and softer and gentler side to her. And that's lovely to see. They asked her, is she still, with Mark? She says that they're in the divorce process there, and she's just waiting for Mark to like sign the paperwork. And they were like, well, why is Mark not signing the paperwork? Well, the reason that Mark is not signing the paperwork, y'all, is because Mark is trying to get money out of Kenya because he's a broke ass nigga who's running a restaurant that is failing. That's the whole reason that he decided to do all of this, probably is for money, because as soon as he got married to her, it seemed that he was treating her like shit. Like he refused to live with her. He refused to to relocate. He didn't want to make the marriage work. So my question therefore is why was you even proposing to this woman if you really didn't want to join you guys' life together? So it just really kind of made me feel like he was just in it for the money. And that's the only reason why he hasn't signed yet, because he wants to see how much of her assets that he can get. But stupid, you can't really get any of her assets because y'all never lived in the same place. So regardless if you divorce her now or divorce her then, the judge may I'll say this. I don't think the judge is going to grant him anything, because regardless if he divorces her or not, his lifestyle is not going to change because they never lived together. And on top of that, he had money when he came in, so it isn't based on her income anyway. So he's a fucking clown. Anyway, Brooklyn still looks adorable and everything else of the sort. But y'all, as we're getting into it, we go into a whole new scene, and somebody seems to be walking up to the, like, to the gym that Kenya is training at. And who else could it be but Miss Who Gonna Check Me Boo? And it's Cheray. Cheray is back, y'all. Cheray is back full time, it looks like. So she walks in, she greets everybody, and she seems to really be happy, she seems to really be happy seeing Kenya, which I was kind of like, wow, this is a little bit odd, because last time Kenya and Cheray was on the same stage, Cheray was on her coon shit. She was up there tap dancing for watermelon slices from Kim Zolciak, So we did last time we saw Cheray, she didn't leave a good taste in our mouths. I'll just say that. It was the coon of it all for me. It was the feel nigga for me. I couldn't really vibe with Cheray when she was like really caping for Kim Zolciak. But now that we moved on from that, we want to know what's going on with you and Tyrone, sis. Like, what's going on? She says that Tyrone is home. Kenya, just like me, wants to know, well, what the dick hitting on? What's the sex giving? Is he banging it out the park? They say prison niggas can really fuck. I don't know if that's true, because I never messed with a felon. but I'm saying though, like, they say that's what they be saying at least. So she says that, like, it was really quick. I was like, oh no, not you waited all of this time just for him to like bust in a millisecond. That's disappointing. I was like, he could have at least like took some, like, maybe got a little bit of horny goat weed or something, to kind of help him out. But she says it was like a one hit quitter type of thing. So it is what it is. And then after that, she says that he's living in Philly right now, that he's not actually in the state, that he was sanctioned to Philly, for his parole. And they start asking her, like, so how does that work? She says that they're celibate or abstinent right now. And everybody, including me, including Jesus, including everybody else, was like, well, how the hell is, like, he just got out of prison, you think he's gonna be abstinent? Like, and why are you trying to be abstinent anyway? She says, I want to see if he's the same person, like, outside that he was inside the prison. And my thing is this, like, sis, you already been abstinent for the last few years. So you been more abstinent after he gets out. That's not gonna lead to anything but him into some other woman's pussy, because you trying to be abstinent. Meanwhile, this man just got out of prison. He trying to fuck. Period. And like, let's just be real here. But Cheray, we're gonna allow you to live in your delusions to make you think that this man is gonna be okay with you being celibate and being abstinent when he just got out of prison. But all right. So the next scene, hold on. What you say, Ellen? Ellen says, I felt her. I had sex for almost a year and got some earlier this year for it to be a millisecond. Like, I'm trying to tell you, it was real. Maybe that's probably why the nigga's on punishment, because he busted so quick and left her in disappointment probably. So y'all, the next scene that we're going to be going to next is going to be hold on. I'm looking through my list. So the next scene now is Marlo. So Marlo is at her house, right? Marlo is waking up her, hey Mocha. She's waking up her nephew. She's getting them ready. And we really start to get a whole new view of Marlo, which I personally love. I believe that Marlo should have had her peach. I don't understand why she hasn't had it and why she had to struggle and come, because she's been delivering season after season after season like she was a regular cast member. So I don't understand why it took her so long and why it took Nene being fired for her to get her peach, which makes me believe was Nene blocking her from getting her peach. Y'all know Nene don't like to see her friends do better than her, but it's besides me at this point. Anyway, hey Mocha, what's going on, sir? What's going on, friend? How you doing? But anyway, Marlo was waking her nephews up, telling them to brush their teeth, really cooking and showing us. I see that she was using paper plates. I saw that. No matter how much of a bougie bitch you trying to be, don't nobody want to wash dishes, and don't nobody want to have to put them in the dishwasher either. So I love that. It added a little bit of humility in it for me. So I was really happy to see this side of Marlo, to see her interact with her nephews, to see her really step up for her nieces and nephews. Because a lot of kids, when their parents get incarcerated, when their parents are not able to take care of them, they get sent to foster care, even though that they have a whole family that could take them in. Their family doesn't want to rise up to that occasion and take in somebody else's child. So I really love to see that Marlo took that responsibility. And kudos to you, Marlo. We love to see it. Good, good job. Good job to that. The next scene, y'all, that we go into, y'all, I'm gonna preface this right now by telling y'all that I did not like Drew on her first season. I did not like Drew. I thought that Drew was cringy. I thought that she was a weirdo. I thought that she was just a very odd woman. But this season, I had promised myself. I was like, Jeremy. Jeremy said, yeah. I said, you know what you're gonna do? I said, what? I said, you're gonna give Drew another chance. So we giving Drew another chance this season. So we're gonna start her off with a clean slate. We're gonna leave all the pastor drama behind. We're gonna leave the whole wig, the tacky wigs behind. We're gonna leave, everything that she did behind. And we're gonna give her a new start this season because Portia isn't there, right? So we're in the scene and she's with her husband. They're on their way to go meet with the newcomer, Sonya, who I love. Y'all, I love Sonya. I like her a lot. I like Sonya. I'm here for Sonya this season. I'm here for her. I don't. Hopefully, I stay. Hopefully, I still feel that way as the season progresses. Because you might feel one way, and then by the time the fucking season ends, you might despise a bitch. So who's to say? But as of right now, I'm here for Sonya. I really like her. So they meet up with Sonya at the at the gym, y'all, and basically Drew is basically about to work out with her and basically tell her about the new venture that she's in. So Drew basically lets us know that she y'all, the producers were so trifling this whole episode. I cannot. So she lets us know that she partnered with this company and she came up with this meal prep plan called, dropping it with Drew. you know. And she basically lets us know that she that she lost like 10 to 25 pounds in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, she says. And the producers allowed us to see a photo of it. So y'all, let me show y'all what the fuck these people done did. The producers are so trifling, are so shady. And I just could not. Y'all look at this shit. This is the before and after. All I can think was like, well, Drew, the only thing it looks different to me is that you pulled up, that you just wore black pants and you put on more makeup. To me, that's that's the only thing that looks different. If I was not mistaken, I would have thought that these photos were taken on the same day. I don't think that the weight loss is weight lossing, Drew. So I don't want to like come at you like that. But I'm gonna just say maybe you should have waited until you reached a lower weight level, to show more of like a drastic, change between before and the after. But like I'm gonna just let you know right now that I didn't see anything different between those two photos. All I saw was that you had on more makeup or that you looked a little bit more greasier than usual. But it is what it is. So They get to the gym. They meet up with Sonya. Sonya is looking bomb as hell. Sonya got the abs on deck. Sonya got the thighs on deck. Sonya is it, and her husband is fine, and so is Drew's. But one of them ain't shit, and I think that the one that ain't shit is Drew's husband. But they're there to work out together, so Drew can basically introduce her. And now we're learning that Drew partnered with this company. She made this whole meal prep plan, everything else like that, and she's asking Sonya if she wants to be a part of like the tasting and everything else. So Sonya said yes. So then they commenced to working out. Baby, Drew couldn't do shit. Like, Drew, you should be embarrassed. Sis, you should be embarrassed. Like, it's no way that you being as young as you are and Cheray being as old as she is, Cheray is able to do way more than you in the gym than you are able to do for yourself. That's an issue. Somebody who's 50 should not be able to work out way better than you at the age of 39. It's a conflict of interest, and it makes me really question, like, Drew, are you telling us the truth? Or are you just sucking in your stomach and trying to pimp out some meal prep plans for some money? Which one is it, Drew? Because it's not giving me I've really lost the weight. It's not giving me I really work out. It's not giving me like you couldn't even squat. Drew, I would hate to have to question you about your body and about what you're doing, because last year I already had to question you about your wigs. I had to question you about your behavior. I had to question you about a lot of different things. The last thing I want to have to do is question you about your body. Hold on. So one of the comments says, and they will not give you plastic surgery with a hysterectomy. I work in the medical field. That does not happen. So Drew, the comment section said that you lying. They say you didn't get no mommy makeover. I don't know. And it's like, Drew, how did you get this way? Because I remember when Drew was on the game, Drew had body. But now, baby, I don't know what it is, but baby, Drew. And the thing is, like, it's not like the weight is even going to good places. Drew built like a Mexican. Drew built like she been eating tamales for the last 2 years. I cannot. Drew is built very oddly. She's built very boxy. And then it's like, even when she tries to put on like, the girdles or like the waist or the like, the waist cinchers, it makes her look even more odd because her fucking promo photo, it's just like she was just stuffed in that dress, and it like the dress was just hold on to your love, like just holding on to her and not allowing her to breathe, But Drew, I'm gonna let it slide once again. Like I said, I'm trying to give you a new start. But like Drew just started off embarrassing herself immediately. She didn't say, let's get 30-45 minutes into the episode before we embarrass me. She started off immediately. I know Drew is the one who posted those photos and gave it to production. And Drew really felt that it was like a difference between the before and after. And I knew that the production team probably was cackling when they were editing the show, putting this photo up in the episode. I knew the producers had to be laughing because immediately when I saw it, I was in tears because I did not see any difference. Like, Drew, you even had the same weave a whole month later. Hold on. Did she have the same weave? Let me look real quick. Yes, Drew, you even had the same weave. Ain't no way you wearing the same wig for three weeks straight. Is that a thing for women to do? I don't know. I don't wear wigs, so I can't tell y'all yes or no. But this is the same wig. That's the same wig, y'all. It's the same wig. It's the same wig. The only difference is that she changed her fingernails. She did her nails. Or did she just paint them? Like, I don't sense a difference between the two. I'm sorry. But anyway, let me move up off of that because I don't want to be roasting Drew for the rest of the episode. But she basically lets us know that, she's still trying to work on trusting her husband. Her husband really ain't shit. Her husband is very questionable. And her husband, to me, is he's another weirdo. Like, Drew and her husband are both weirdos. Like, they make me uncomfortable. Her husband is fine, though. I ain't gonna hold you, but he hella cringe. Drew and her husband are cringe. And the more they try to work out in front of Sonya and her husband, and they were out of shape, made it even more comical that she was making a whole fitness, type of thing. Like, sis, you are not in shape. You do not work out. And maybe I'm just thinking of it wrong. Maybe it's just a meal plan and she doesn't work out. Maybe because that's the thing. Maybe you're focusing on dieting and not on, the workout, because actually, y'all, dieting is the bigger part of losing weight rather than working out. The diet is the most essential part, because you could work out every day, but if your diet is not good, bitch, you ain't losing a lick of weight. You're going to look just like Drew's before and after picture. Maybe that's what I'm really not trying to throw these stray bullets look, I'm sorry. Anyway, y'all, come to find out, Drew ain't worked out a lick of shit. Drew couldn't squat. Drew couldn't run. Drew couldn't do a damn thing on that motherfucking like, they was even trying to help her squat. I was like, Drew, you can't squat by yourself? Drew, this is sad. I was like, what is you doing, sis? Like, come on. So, y'all, can we move on to the next scene? Okay, y'all. So the next scene that we go to is, now we're leaving the gym, right? And we're now going to, hold on. Now we're going to everybody's random houses. So Marlo has an event for Le Archive. She has an event for Le Archive, and they're basically going to. And another thing, y'all, please forgive me. Like, this is a little bit harder for me to review because Real Housewives of Atlanta has so many different scenes, and it's hard for me to remember every single one and be able to remember it chronologically. So I'm trying to remember everything. I'm going through my photos, my screenshots, to see what came next, because it'd be like 15 to 20 scenes in one episode, and that's a lot for me to have to take in. I'm sorry, it's different from the Ray Love and the Love and Marriage Huntsville scenes, where it's only like 5 scenes to an episode. This is a little bit different, so please bear with me. Anyway, y'all, so we're going to various places to go find out, about Marlo's event. So she sent a model with a laptop to knock on everybody's door to show them this invitation. And basically, Marlo is sitting in her closet, telling us, hey, it's Marlo. I know you may not recognize me, but I'm a peach holder now. Yes. And you guys are invited to my archive. It's a very fine event with very fine clothing, with very fine people. So please make sure that you're there promptly, and we'll be seeing you. It's going to be fabulous. And basically gave that out to everybody. Kenya Moore cannot help but to be shady. So I was like, Kenya. Now look, now when Marlo starts going for your jugular, don't be complaining, because Marlo can't read. So to alleviate that, she'll come at you with low blows, and you don't like the low blows. So sis, I'm gonna need you to stop shading her. She has not shaded you all episode. Leave her alone. She has not messed with you yet. Okay. Now when Marlo starts getting in that ass, then you be the victim. But see, leave her alone. She ain't starting none. She being real kind. Anyway, so she says that she tells the model to tell Marlo that maybe she should try to do a little bit more expensive invitations next time. The model looking like, bitch, I ain't about to tell her that, but bitch, I still need to get paid, so you can tell her that yourself. The model was looking very uncomfortable, just like I was. And basically that was that. So the next part that we go to is, now we're at Sonya'S house. So Sonya is letting us in on seeing who her family is, and basically telling us that her mother and her father has basically, moved in with her. And we learned that she's Jamaican, and she's just speaking in her native tongue, that patois. I don't know if it's patois or patois. I don't know which one it is, but I think it's patois. So she's speaking in that to her father. And her husband comes downstairs. They're all talking to the baby. The little baby looks so adorable. I was like, yeah, I love children, man. But they send the kid upstairs, and this is when the husband basically lets Sonya know, like, I want to, like, it would be really nice if he had a daughter. If he could give his son, a sister. They asked the son before he left how he feel about that. That son say, "Bitch, I want a dog." Fuck the siblings. I want a dog. Giving very much my energy because my mama asked me once upon a time, did I ever want siblings? And my dumb ass said no. I really wish I would have changed my answer because I really wish I had brothers and sisters that I could call on for different things. But I'm an only child. But so she says that she doesn't want to have a child because she's kind of scared that it might put a strain on their marriage, because when she had her first kid, it seemed that her husband kind of checked out. And I kind of looked at some earlier stuff with their family in it, because I believe Sonya had a show before, and I was looking at some clips like that on YouTube, and it definitely did seem that back in that time that they did have a strain in their marriage. And I just pray, y'all, I pray that Sonya and her husband don't fall victim to the Real Housewives curse when it comes to marriages, because y'all know Real Housewives ain't Real Housewives if it doesn't fuck up your marriage. The only person doesn't seem to be fucking up is those white women with the white men. That's on the Beverly Hill cast. They, like, their marriages be intact, but when it comes to the Black Housewives, they be divorced within 2 to 3 years after, after they get on the show. It's very hard to see. I hate seeing marriages fall apart. So I hope them the best. But he says to her, but what if it gets strained when we don't have one? So he's basically saying, if you don't have a kid with me, it's gonna put a strain on our marriage. And I was like, well, that don't sound too convincing. I was like, not you saying that if she don't have another baby, you gonna start fucking up in the marriage. I don't like that, the way that sounded. To me, it sounded like a threat. So if I was Sonya, I'll be on the lookout. I don't know if I would be, having a child right now with him. I'll wait it out a couple of more years, make sure that this nigga's gonna be in here to be in here. You shouldn't be having babies to make your marriage work. That, ain't that scientifically proven not to work? If anything, babies make it more difficult for you guys to connect. You guys spend less time with each other. The sex is decreased. Everything is decreased, because now y'all have to focus on this new life that y'all just brought in the world. So before you try to bring in a baby to not strain the marriage, maybe y'all should just try to focus on bettering the marriage, like Sonya's saying. I'm Team Sonya on this. So Mr. Husband, whatever the hell your name is, you cannot use children to try to bring your relationship closer. That doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? So please listen to Sonya before y'all end up divorced, okay? So now, y'all, Drew invites Candy and Sonya over to basically taste test some of the stuff that she's put together for her what's it called, dropping it with Drew, the meal prep plan. So she wants them to taste test to see how it is, because she says, Candy owns a restaurant, Sonya owns, her body. I guess I don't know, but I guess because Sonya's an Olympian, and I was like, just because she's an Olympian don't mean that her taste is good. Like, we don't, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, we don't know. Hold on, Kaylee just said one of the husbands on Beverly Hills committed suicide, so it's not all peachy, and they had several divorces with the OC cast. Really, I don't watch Real Housewives of OC. So I don't know. And which one committed suicide, child? Not the unaliving themselves. And not I just said the word 3 times on here, sis. You gotta put unalive in the comments, so they don't ban your your comment. Then anyway. So the first thing that she has them do is basically have a shot before they come in. So Sonya comes in, she has a shot. Sonya looked like that shot was so nasty. I was like, is this like a shot of NutriBurst? Is this like an alcohol shot before they actually have, the actual food? Or or is it how does this work? What type of shot are they taking? Y'all, Candy ended up coming in next. And I'm gonna just let y'all know this. I don't know. Maybe I'm not as, maybe I have like a little bit of self-hate in me. I don't know, but I don't like the way that Drew's assistant came off. He came off really thirsty. He came off really attention seeking. And I was up there like, sir, you are an assistant and you need to remain in the background. We are not here to see you. We are not here to see the faggotry of it all. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see you, Miss Candy Girl. I was like, no. You doing the most, and you need to go to the background. We do not want to see you. The last thing we need to see is another messy ass, gay ass, motherfucking assistant. I just hate the stereotype of it all. It really bothers me. I was like, you niggas in Atlanta love to be stereotypes. Let's not do that. Let's not, be very flamboyant like that. Not saying that being flamboyant is an issue, but I'm just saying I feel like it was a lot forced. And Candy was looking like, okay, then, very uncomfortable because he was very unprofessional. I was like, go back to the background where you belong, Mr. Dreads. We don't want to see you. Go, flee, shoot. I was so irritated by his existence, y'all. I cannot hold you. I cannot stand. I thought we moved on from that. I thought we learned our lesson, from the Dwights, from the two hair niggas that ended up being on Star, the TV show. Like, I just don't like, when the gay dudes feel like they have to, anyway, Candy Gruh, honey Gruh. I was like, this is cringe. And doesn't surprise me because Drew is cringe herself. So of course the assistant has to be cringe as well, But that nigga should have kept his mouth shut because he looked real crazy up out here. And if I'm not mistaken, Scotty said that he was the one who interfered with the Malaysia Jennifer Jackie issue from Basketball Wives. Ciao. I don't, and another thing, High Vibes, I don't know if I think that, like, gay men, like that the women are, imitating the gay men, or is it the gay men are imitating the women? Because to me, it's all like, and I know a lot of gay people say that, like, well, y'all get it from us, but I'm just saying, but your inspiration is based off of Black women anyway. So at the end of the day, you might take from them and make your own thing, but at the end of the day, it's still them at the center of it. So who's stealing from who? I don't know, but I don't want to get dragged. But anyway, so I'll move on from that. But they come in and they start tasting and they say, it's good. It's a little bit of fruit. It's a little bit of scrimp. Mocha says sometimes, gay men take it to the extreme. I can agree. I can agree. Anyway, but y'all, the next thing that happens is Drew is basically telling us that her husband, was caught in some more shit. I was like, the first episode of every season that you on, Drew, your husband can't act right. He can't act right. I was like, so basically his assistant, because he's starting to write a book, to help people become stepfathers, which is a really good thing if you ask me, because a lot of these people don't know how to become real good step parents. A lot of people don't know whether they're coming in too hot, whether they're coming in too cold, trying to do too much at one point. You have to be gradual when you talking to other people's kids. Because I had a step parent come into my life who fucked up the relationship between me and my mom, and it's still recovering to this day. So I am definitely here for a book on how to become a good step parent. So go ahead, but I don't think you need a motherfucking assistant to help you do that. Because what do you do for a living, Ralph? What does Ralph do for a living? What does Ralph do? Does anybody know what Ralph does for a living? Why this nigga might need an assistant? Like, can't he do this full time? All right, so High Vibe said, it's the women imitating. As a Black woman, we don't say phrases like yes. I can understand that. I mean, but I'm just saying that all of it is based off of, like, Black women. Like, when your grandmama say child, you need to go do that. Like, then it turned into child, like it is what it is. Like I'm saying, like, I feel like it's a symbiotic relationship. I feel like one gives to the other and the other gives to the other. Like, I feel like Black women and Black gay men, I feel like they take from one another. But at the end of the day, Black women are the base of the inspiration of black gay men who do these type of things. Like, it's always an inspiration behind it. Like, a lot of gay people are love for example, Jackée Harry from 227 and Sister, like, she's inspired a lot of them, a lot of lingo, a lot of different things like that, and she also took some as well. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a symbiotic relationship, but I don't want to give that assistant too much because that's exactly what he wanted, and I don't give water to those who thirst. So anyway, so the next thing that happens is they're talking, and basically Drew's husband seemed like he was listening, either eavesdropping from another room, and he comes in and was like, I think I know exactly what's going on up in here. I think I know exactly what's going on. So basically, he decides to come in and try to explain himself. And he basically says that, like, his back was hurting, and he has issues with his back. And Mr. Drew's husband, I'm sorry I have to inform you, but none of that shit matters. None of that shit matters. Just because your back hurt doesn't mean that your motherfucking assistant needs to be messaging you, offering massages and shit. We all know when massages lead. Massages end up to, like, to either a happy ending or somebody's happy ending. We don't, like, I'm gonna need you to lay up off the side, bitches, for massages, and take your ass to a massage envy or a massage parlor that ain't out here giving happy endings, because some of these massage parlors be questionable, so you could do that, but your assistant offering you a massage don't mean shit. It don't, that should not have ever happened, period. And Drew, you kikiing and you're smiling next to this man, sis, you look like a fucking idiot, period. This man is really fucking playing in your face. First, he left and went to a fucking whole nother state, whole nother city for 3 days, didn't tell you where he was at, didn't answer his phone, and just popped back up like nothing happened. And now he's texting other bitches talking about giving him back massages, and you don't even know the girl's name. So you couldn't even look her up to make sure that she's not, messaging your husband. And that kind of makes me think that, is this shit real? Because y'all know that Drew and her husband be coming up with shit off the fly, when they need a storyline. I don't know if this is real, but I'm just saying, if it is, Drew, you a dumbass. And you need to check this nigga. Like, it's no way that he should be texting other women, other assistants, and having the assistants offer him, like, why is he even telling the assistant that his back hurt? That shouldn't even be in the conversation. It should be, well, how's my book going? Well, like, what are you telling her your back hurt for? That's besides the point. And none of the excuses that you were making made any sense, Ralph. You niggas are cringe. I'm really trying to lay out the N-word because Pamela asked me if I could do that, and I take what my comments say, I take it very seriously. So I'm gonna try not to call you the N-word, but you ain't shit. You ain't shit, and I wouldn't be surprised if you had a chick on the side already. Mocha Mima just said Drew thinks she's still in love. She's still in the movie Line Sisters. I didn't even watch that movie. I ain't gonna even hold you. Was that the one that was on Lifetime? Drew lying. She said she saw the girl's name come up on the phone, then said she didn't know her name. Drew is very, like, I be trying to tell you, I'm really trying to give Drew a good clean slate, but see, Drew, I'm really trying not to drag you like I want. But see, I'm gonna lay off you this episode because it's the first episode. We're having fun. It's fun. We're kicking up in here, we're here for the laughs and the giggles. I'm not here to to drag you yet. We gotta wait until we get farther into the episode. But let's move on. Nothing that he said meant a motherfucking thing. Nothing that he said actually made sense. So we're not here for it. So take that shit somewhere else, Ralph. And let's just move on to the next scene because I'm not gonna allow Ralph to trigger me at all. So what's happening now, y'all? Okay, yeah. So now, y'all, we are at Le Archive, and everybody is, starting to arrive. I'm not gonna drag her, y'all, this episode. I'm not gonna drag her this episode. I'm really trying to give her a new slate. Okay, so I'm not gonna allow the see Drew. And let me just tell y'all, Drew been catching strays the whole episode. If it wasn't from the production, it was from Marlo, it was from Candy. Like Drew is definitely like the underdog of the season. And I like, I have to, root for the underdog. I feel bad when everybody seems to, be going at one person. And it seems that everybody was like really just going in on Drew this episode. If it wasn't Sonya, shading her and basically talking about how she can't squat, then it was Candy talking about how she's still thick and she didn't look like she lost that much weight. Then, it goes into Marlo shading her on many occasions. Then it goes into the French rolls of it all. And I felt bad. Then the before and after photos, then her husband embarrassing her. I was like, yikes. I was like, Drew, you ain't catching a break. I was like, you do not have an issue letting yourself be embarrassed for the whole world to see, sis. So, but anyway, I'm trying to be light. So anyway, y'all, the episode continues and we're at the archive and we're walking around and we're seeing all of these mannequins with clothes on them, and we're like trying to figure out what are we like, what is this? Is it like a fashion show, or is it like are you selling these items? Like, we still don't know yet. And y'all, literally, I was fucking cackling when Drew and Sonya was like confused about it. And they was up to like, so what? I'm confused. Like, what is this? Like, this is Sonya talking to Drew. And Drew's like, it's the archive, and then like, Sonya's like, the archive, yeah. The archive, yeah, the archive of fashion, yeah, the archive, yep. Your archive, yeah. It's like how many times they said archive, I could not count, and it had me in tears. It almost reminded me of one of them scenes from back in the day of you. I think it was like when Cheray had a fashion show with no fashions. It was kind of given that, and everybody was confused and trying to figure out what was going on. So it was a little bit weird for me, but I like that scene. So we go on, and everybody's walking around. Candy and Ty come in. Ty says that his grandmama has. Ty said that his grandmama had one of the garments that the mannequin had on. Candy was trying to hold back her laughter. I was trying to hold back my laughter. I was reading one of the comments on Twitter about Todd. One of the Twitter posts said, Todd little ass look good. Let me find out Todd little ass is cute. I was like, not Todd little ass. Not y'all disrespecting this man's height. I was like, short men can look good too. Short men can look good too, because I'm not that tall myself. I'm only 5'9". I ain't 6 or 5'5", like Todd and Candy are. But I ain't the tallest either. And my ex used to pick on me about my height. So like I be feeling for the short people. So if anything, I would probably lean more towards short than I would tall. So anyway, but y'all, we are confused. We're confusion, and we're just anticipating the arrival of Miss Kenya Moore. Candy brings up that Kenya's gonna be there. Drew's up there like, we got off to a bad start. So you think I really want to, make it work with her? I'm up for like, Drew, is it that y'all start off to a bad start, or did you try to start with her to solidify your position on the show? Which one is it? And now you want to make it work with her. Is it because Portia is not here anymore for you to hide behind, and now you just gonna be catching strays by yourself? Or is it the fact that you actually want to make it work? Which one is it? Because to me, it seems that you're only doing this and you want to make amends because you no longer have Portia on the show. She left you high and dry, looking crazy, and you started all of that shit, and now you have to face it all yourself. Right? Are you sure it's not that, Drew? Okay, we'll see. High Vibe said, Mama Joyce was right. Ty got a large size head. He would be fine if he was at least 5'10", though. Child, I'm not gonna allow y'all to get me to screaming up on here. Drew needs an ally now that prune juice is gone. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And she lucky Kenya's like, this Kenya is not the Kenya, from seasons 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, she lucky that she ain't getting that Kenya. But this is this is Kenya with a baby, so this Kenya is way more gentler, way more docile, way more forgiving, because that old Kenya would have been on Drew's head until white meat. That's the kind of Kenya I miss, honestly. But I'm happy that we have like, the hero Kenya, but I like the villain Kenya myself. Anyway. So Kenya arrives. Bitch, Kenya shut the whole motherfucking venue down. Kenya shut the venue down. Kenya came in looking better than everybody. I don't know where she got that outfit from. I don't know where she got that dress from, but that dress was fire. Period. Kenya never lets me down when it comes to the fashions. Kenya never lets me down. Yes, Kenya. I was like, when she walked in, everybody was like, "Ooh, where you get that from?" Like, she looked good. And she was like, it was just in my closet. And I was like, sis, from the boots, from the, like, from the, I don't know if y'all watch Drag Race, but those boots that she was wearing is very prevalent in drag right now, where it's like mesh boots with stones that's going up on them. Like, those boots are very popular for drag queens right now, but she looked good. My God. If she could turn a man straight, she could. My goodness, Kenya, you look good. You shut it down, sis. You shut it down. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's give Kenya her 10s, y'all. Let's give Kenya her 10s. She looked better than everybody. But I also want to give 10s to Candy. Candy, your body lately has been bodying. The body is there. I'm here for it. The body is there. Then who else shows up, y'all? Cheray shows up. Cheray look good. I don't know if Cheray has gotten something done to her face, if she's gotten something done, to her, like, if she got a little few tweaks or something like that, but Cheray's looking good. And I'm happy now that she's not being as conservative as she usually is, because I don't know if y'all remember this, but Cheray was never showing body like that. She never showed body. Cheray, even though she worked out and she cared for her body, she always was very covered up. Like, we was never able to say, like, oh, Cheray got body, because we never was able to see it, We just knew that she worked out a lot. But it seems that this season, Cheray is loosening up, and, she is, she's showing a little bit more skin. She's having more fun. I really like that Cheray is, I like this new Cheray. Come on, Cheray. That prison dick then loosened you up, sis. Go ahead. What Mocha say? Mocha said Cheray had work done. She is open about it. She did. I think Cheray gets fillers. I can see that, but Cheray never really had wrinkles or anything else. Like, she always had really good skin and, like, good dermatology. So I don't know. To me, it kind of seems like she probably had like a facelift, if anything, because it seems like her face is tighter, like it's pulled back. I don't get filler. I get like she's like her face has been snatched a little bit, like it's been taken up a few notches. Like if you could just reel in the loose skin on the neck, and like that's exactly what it's giving. Because that neck, it was given Giselle a couple of seasons ago. I ain't gonna hold you, Cheray, but you looking good. She greets everybody. Drew, being a weirdo that she is, taps her and says, "Oh my God, me and you, we have mutual, mutual friends." And she was like, "We do?" Because anybody's trying to figure out who the hell they friends with that would ever be friends with Drew. I would be wondering that. Cheray was wondering that. And then Cheray was like, "I heard a lot about y'all." And Cheray and they were asking good things. Of course, Cheray is like, yeah, all things good, I guess. And we all know that it's probably from that messy ass assistant. I can already see it now. That assistant is going around talking about people's business. He seems very unprofessional, and I wouldn't trust that motherfucker as far as I could throw him. And he don't look light to me. So I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't be telling that assistant my business. Hold on. So Mocha says she had her chin done and some other work, not a lot, but just enough. Yeah, she looks good, just enough. She ain't on her Nene Leak shit. Where you chop half your nose in half. Y'all, and a lot of things that I've been seeing on social media is like a lot of the black gay men have been getting a lot of nose jobs. Have y'all been noticing that? And I don't know about y'all, but these big bell pepper noses that y'all are trying to cut in half, it just really seems that, to me, when y'all get those nose jobs, it just seems that some inanimate force is just pinching your nose. It just literally looks like this. And y'all be thinking that y'all be eating it. Y'all be looking a damn fool. Y'all need to stop playing and just accept your nostrils for what they are. You see, I accept mine. Y'all need to accept yours. Come on, sis. Come on, my brothers. Let's stop chopping our noses in half. Beyonce didn't create, formation for us to do this. we wasn't at the Super Bowl, going through formation just for y'all to cut y'all noses in half. We didn't go for that. Okay, let's leave our noses alone. I thought we learned from Little Kim. You know, it's best when we leave when we just leave God, to make our face Himself. Okay, so Chris P said she did fillers for her chin line and her face. Damn. Where did y'all learn this at? Was this on her social media? I didn't hear about this. But then again, I don't follow Cheray on social media. Then on top of that, I just made my Instagram like a couple of weeks ago. So probably she did put that on there. But anyway, y'all. So we're at the archive, and like at this point, Kenya is hungry. I'm hungry. We're trying to figure out where the food is at. All we're getting is these little itty bitty, teeny weeny little hors d'oeuvres. Bitches want burgers. It's like, bitch, I need a fried seafood combo. Like where's the food? Ain't no food here, ain't no drinks like that. It's giving a little empty. The venue's nice, but we don't know where's the models. What's going on? Then all of a sudden we see, Marlo basically getting herself ready. Like she's asking, could they take a break? The people's like, bitch, no, yo, like the event has started. Ain't no way for you to take no break. You're gonna sit your ass down, you're gonna get this stuff done so you can get up out of here so you can go to the party. So she ends up coming out, and y'all, what the hell did Marlo have on? What the hell did Marlo have on? And Cheray clocked it real good. Cheray said, "Why is Cheray dressed like those candies that my grandmama give me just so I could be quiet in church?" And immediately when she said that, I was like, "I know exactly what you're talking about, because my great grandmama used to do the exact same thing for me. She used to give me them little candies or them little lifesaver mints and tell me to shut my ass up and listen to the Lord. That's what she would tell me." Production was so shady, and y'all. Just because it has a designer label on it, don't make it cute. I know a lot of you bitches are rocking Yeezys. A lot of you bitches are rocking Crocs. A lot of you bitches are rocking a lot of things that are not cute just because it has a designer label on it. You bitches are just like, I can't stand people who just go with the trends. Just go with anything that has a label on it. Like, just because it has a label does not mean it's cute. Not Cheray, but Marlo, you looked a fucking fool. I'm sorry to inform you, sis. You looked a damn fool. That outfit was not giving what you thought it was giving. It's crazy to me how Kenya came in dressed the best out of everybody there in this event. She didn't even have to put on get the whatchamacallit, the drum line, because she came in and stole the whole show just with her dress alone. Marlo, it's okay to not be avant-garde. It's all right. It's okay to be just a little bit couture and not avant-garde. It don't work for everybody. You just don't hit me as an avant-garde bitch. Sorry. That outfit was not hitting. And basically, while Marlo is walking around, everybody's asking questions like, how did she get the money for this? What does she do for a living? Is she still a prostitute? Sorry. But they're asking all of these questions, and Cheray is up there listening. Cheray is being real quiet. She's making sure that she doesn't add anything in because she wants to take this bone and go carry it to Marlo. So Sonya and Cheray go over to Marlo, and they basically say, "Hey girl, what's going on? It looks nice around here." And they tell everything that Kenya was saying. And they made an emphasis to talk about what Kenya was saying, but failed to talk about what the rest of them hoes was saying. Like, everybody was saying shit, but we only focusing on Kenya. But Kenya, you should have already known that this was exactly what was going to happen, and you should have been preparing for it. You should have been prepared. Anyway, hold on. So, right, that part, labels don't equate to cuter style, right? Because Marlo was looking a damn fool. Marlo was kind of looking like a sofa. Like it was looking like a sofa, or a headboard, when you have those real puffy or quilted headboards. It was kind of looking like that. But anyway, y'all, like I was saying, They go and snitch to her, rile Marlo up. Marlo goes over to the ladies. She goes over to the ladies, and she basically starts to say, now which one of you bitches was talking shit so I could read y'all? And Kenya says, girl, you don't know how to read. And Candy's like, well, Kenya was not the only person to say something. We all was saying something. And then Drew was like, yeah, we were just asking questions. And then Marlo said, Drew, I don't even expect you to be able to know any of this, girl. And then she looks behind Drew's head and she was like, bitch, is that a French roll? Oh, not. And then the camera pans to the back of her head and you just see this French roll. And then wait, y'all. The funniest part is just Drew's like it's a ball. I thought we supposed to wear French rolls. Like Drew's like, I thought French rolls was a part of the uniform. Y'all, that had me in tears. Oh my god! Like I like the production was on 10 this whole episode. Like they were on Drew's neck. But before we get into how let me just be real here. Kenya, you might have shaded, Marlo. But Marlo was reading all of y'all. She came over there and she was putting all of y'all to rest. Like Marlo, I don't know, maybe the fact that Marlo has gotten this peach has reinvigorated her. But baby, Marlo came with the shits this whole episode and I was here for it. Marlo and Kenya are going to be very entertaining for the next few episodes. And it to me, it even seemed that, Candy stepped it up. Candy was asking a lot of questions. Candy was throwing her little shade. Candy was like, y'all not going to say I'm just sitting here trying to hold a peach and not do nothing. I'm going to show y'all better than I can tell y'all. Candy stepped it up this episode. But y'all, Marlo starts to explain what the archive is, even though that, we found out via Kenya and Sonya that she spelled it wrong. But basically, we find out that she's going to be leasing out her or renting out her fashions to movie sets and stuff like that. And she said it's going to be only for the industry because you can't trust, regular bitches to return your shit or return it intact. So only industry people. Tell me why Drew said, oh, so can I rent? Child, Marlo said, Drew, when the last time you worked in anything? When was your last gig, sis? Are you still in the industry? Drew looked at her like and just pointed. Like I was like, Drew, you can rebuttal at any point, sis. But then Marlo said, I'm just playing, and they all just cackled and started laughing. I'm like, Drew, it just catching strays left and right. I was like, Drew, child, Drew, you got to do better. You got to do better, Drew. I was like, I would hate to have to be Team Drew for this season. Because Drew is really coming across as the underdog between the production, Kenya, Candy, Marlo, Sonya. Drew was fighting the whole cast tonight. And I was like, fight back. Fight back, Drew. Fight back. like I was like, fight back, Drew. Fight back. Do not let these hoes windmill to a corner like this. Fight back. You got you fighting the production and the cast. Drew, I feel, and you fighting your husband. Because he embarrassing you as well. Everybody embarrassed Drew this whole episode, y'all. So Kenya decides to ask Marlo, so are your nephews in private school now? Kenya, keep your mouth off people's kids. Like let's not do that. I really love you, Kenya, but I would hate to have to drag you this season. Please don't. So then Marlo was like, did you go to private school? Kenya was like, no, but she was like, you're very intelligent, aren't you? And she said, yes. So she was like, okay, then my kids don't have to go to private school. They can go to public school just like everybody else and get a good education. Right. And then wait, if I'm not mistaken, I think Drew said I went to private school, but then Marlo said, but look at where you're at now. Like I said, I was like, once again, Drew. It's sad. Like it was hard to watch because Drew was just getting ate up by everybody. So y'all, that really concludes the rest of the episode. Afterwards, Marlo just storms off, calls them some bitches, say that them bitches don't know anything about fashion. You know, that was the end of the episode. I tried to get this done in under an hour, so I think I did my part. So y'all, that was really it. I hope y'all really enjoyed the review. I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed this premiere. It was really good. I was why is my nephew mocking you? Tell your nephew he better leave me alone. You better stop. Stop, Ellen nephew. Stop making fun of me. tell her nephew, hey, what's up, Ellen? But y'all, I really enjoyed watching this episode. Like, this was really good. This was really good. I really enjoyed it. They have a hit on their hands because I feel like this is a really good cast. I feel like everybody is bringing something different. I feel that at first I didn't really understand why they decided to bring Drew back because I didn't want her back. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought that she was a rat, you know, but they ended up bringing her back, and she's entertaining. She's cringy but entertaining. And it's like I feel like she's the butt of the joke, and like, you know, it's kind of funny. I don't necessarily like to, like, you know, pick on people, but I just think it's quite funny how Drew is like the joke, you know, the punchline of everybody's joke, you know. So it is what it is. Sonya is a really good addition. I really like her. She seems that she's gonna be with the shits this for the rest of the season. You know, she likes to keep the mess going. She can read. She comes across very, you know, well spoken. I like her. I like her. I like the whole cast. It seems like, you know. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where this review, not this review, but where this cast is going to be going. You know, I think I'm really excited about the season, y'all. So tell me how y'all felt in the comments. Tell me how y'all felt. Please be commenting. Don't just think that just because I had my live chat that I don't care about y'all comments, because I do. And most importantly, could you bitches like the video? Hold on. Let me put this up. Why the hell you ain't like the video yet? Huh? Like the damn video. Why y'all making me beg now? I didn't just sit here for an hour just for y'all not to like the video. So y'all better get to liking. Or I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all don't like the video, y'all gonna get bacterial vaginosis, period. Trying to tell you. If you don't like this video, tomorrow your pH balance gonna be knocked off. I'm just like the video for a good pH balance. Like the video if you want your edges tomorrow, because I promise you, if y'all don't like this video, y'all edges gonna start falling out like Marlo's did, and y'all gonna have to get that transplant. Like the video for y'all edges. Like the video if y'all don't want to get bacterial vaginosis, and like the video if you don't even want to get UTI, because a lot of y'all hoes don't be peeing after sex. So anyway, if you like the video just off the strength of that, okay? I like y'all. I love y'all, and I thank y'all for watching the video. Thank y'all so much for watching with me. Thank y'all so much for coming into my content, and please watch my other content. It's really good. You know, I think this review, I'm a little bit rusty because I've never done a review for Real Housewives before. So it's so many different scenes and so many different characters I have to keep track of. So please bear with me as I, like, you know, get better with this. You know, I feel like I have the other reviews, you know, I know how to do it, but this is a little bit different because it's so many damn scenes. But y'all, I like y'all, I love y'all, and thank y'all for watching. Okay.